He says that we're not just sinners, but we lived in the passions of our flesh. You know, we hear the word passions, and I think sometimes it doesn't really ring with us in our language. Yeah, I can be passionate. Oh, I'm passionate about my wife. I'm passionate about going to work. Now, this is a different passions. The word in the Greek is epithemites. It's actually not just passion, but it actually says it's a deep desire or a craving. That's what Paul's telling us. We have this craving, this desire for sin. Have you ever had a craving? Maybe it's for that craving for that cup of coffee. I'm a coffee drinker, and so, if I don't have the morning one by 10 o'clock, I'm craving the cup of coffee. My head hurts. I need coffee. Maybe it's for that candy bar. Maybe it's darker things. Maybe you know this craving for sin. Maybe it's that craving for pornography. Maybe it's that craving for just one more drink. Maybe it's that craving for just one more hit. When you promise yourself it's the last time, just one last time, I'm going to quit. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going back there. This is what Paul's talking about. This is that passion of the flesh, that craving that we have. Maybe you're sitting there saying, Clint, I don't deal with those things. You got your own sin bent. Trust me, I know. I have that sin bent. Maybe it's that craving for somebody just to praise you. Someone to tell you look good today. These subtle things, maybe it's that pride that I crave. That power that I struggle with. This is that craving, that passion of the flesh that we're drawn to. Maybe you're sitting there saying, you know what? These cravings, I'm not that bad of a person. Come on. You know what? I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you could be way worse than you already are. I know I could be. By the grace of God, I think he does restrain us. The downside is God doesn't grade on a curve, does he? We like to think that. Secular worldview says, well, as long as you're better than the guy next to you, God's not justified in sending you to hell. He doesn't grade on a curve. Your righteousness or lack thereof is only in direct comparison to God's perfect holiness. That's it. So how do you stack up? How do you stack up to God's perfect holiness? Not very good, do we? We don't stack up well. You looking forward to standing before a holy God one day? As you stand before him and you're going to answer him, well, I wasn't as bad as I could have been, or I wasn't as bad as these other guys. This is what the secular worldview tells us. It's not biblical. This is not a biblical worldview. We will stand before a holy God one day, and the only answer is that my salvation is because of Jesus Christ. Because I receive his righteousness because he died on a cross for me. And salvation comes only through faith alone in Christ alone. By his grace we're saved.